All right, good morning. Today is the big day. It is pour day. So we're going to be pouring concrete today. And I thought beforehand, I'd just kind of give you a tour of what all the forms look like and all the work that gets to be done before you actually pour the concrete, so the concrete pours correctly and how it needs to. So I think in my last video here, I showed a little bit of the forms, but now they're all complete. There's a little bit of work left I have to do, maybe half an hour before we start pouring, but the family's on their way, so I got lots of helping hands to help. I have no idea how long it's going to take, so I wanted to start early in case it takes us till 5, but I doubt it, but you never know. So yeah, so I'll kind of take you on a short little tour around our short little addition footer here, and so you can see what all was done. So let me flip this around, I'll show you here. So here's like an overview, so you can kind of see from one end to the other. And again, you can critique me all you like. This is my first time doing this, so there's probably some unconventional things here, but for the most part, it's just a conglomeration of everything that I've learned watching other people do it. So all these blocks here, they've got what are called J-bolts that go through. If you can see the one hanging down there, but that'll go down into the concrete, and then the concrete will come up to the top of this form here, and then once the concrete's all cured, then you unscrew this nut and take this washer off, and then take the block off, and then this will stick up in the concrete. And then when you frame your wall and stand it up, you drill a hole there, and then you tighten your nut down, and that holds the wall to the stem wall, your framed wall rather. So these are, I can't remember how many feet. I think code 6 feet. I don't think I quite have that. I don't know, maybe I did. I can't remember what I measured them out to, but so anyway, so I put a couple here. I think, let's see, 6, 18. Yeah, because this is 16 feet, so I think they're about every 6 feet or so. So anyway, so those are all screwed to the frames all the way around, and then I've just got these I pounded in stakes and then put stakes across and screwed them into the frame so the frame doesn't, move, or form rather, sorry, not the frame, but the forms. And then you'll see there's pieces of OSB here that I had to stake in and backfill, so that concrete doesn't, run over. It kind of stays true to its footer shape there. And then I've got these cross tie pieces that just keep the forms from bowing out like this, so they keep them together. And then of course all the stakes here that hold up the forms, those actually stay in the concrete once it's all dry and everything. You just whack them off flush to the concrete, and when you're all done, and you strip the forms. And then you'll see I've got blocks here, and there, and that's because this footer is stepped. So the footer is gonna be at the bottom of this 2x6, and then it's gonna stop like a dam here, and then it's gonna step down, and then it's gonna come up to the bottom of this 2x4 here, which is lower, and then it'll hit the back of this stop, and then it'll step down again to the bottom of that 2x6, and then it'll hit this one, and then it'll go down another 2 3/4 of an inch. So and that's basically the how deep or tall the stem wall is, however you want to say that, on the front side, because the forms are level, but the ground is not, it slopes. And so it looks, really tall here because this whole ground slopes down, And so that's why it's only as deep as this 2x6 up here. But by the time we get down here, we got two 2x6s, and I ripped 2x6s in half and put them on the bottom. So that's that explanation. And then because this is my first time, my batter board here, when I pulled my string, I was too close to where the form needed to go, so I just cut these at 45s and then put them together and put a piece of duct tape here. But I'm gonna pull this batter board this morning, and then I'm just gonna stick a short piece of wood here and screw it in to keep the concrete from leaking out right there. And the couple things I have to do before we start here, I didn't create boards on both sides of this pipe, so concrete will just, you know, pour into the these trenches here. So I got to put a couple or cut a couple boards and stake them in right here. And then now this is theoretical. I don't know if it's going to work, but I've heard from multiple people that if you spray the inside of the forms with WD-40, when you strip the forms, they just come right off because the concrete doesn't stick to the wood because it's got that WD-40 film on it. So I've got a can over there and another can for a backup. But I think 2 cans should cover these forms just fine. And I'm trying to think what else I may be missing here. I think that's it on those. I guess I'll show you this pipe. So I'm putting this pipe through the footer. This is the drain pipe for the laundry sink and the washing machine. And because it's just gray water, it's gonna go down here, and I'm gonna pull it out probably another 15 feet or so, and it's just gonna drain into our field here. Not a big deal. Water the grass. And let's see what else. I guess rebar. I don't know if sorry, let me get my fingers in the way. I don't know if I went over rebar, but so there's 2, let me see if I can get them. There we go. There's 2 lines that I made all the way through the trench, all the way around. And then each of those 2 lines has crossbars, as you can see right there, and right here. And then on the front and some of the sides of here, about halfway up where the stem walls are high, I put these vertical pieces in here to give it some extra rigidity. They're probably about every 6 feet or so, and then tied those into the rest of the rebar. And then from what I read and from what I heard people say, where my rebar runs overlap, you should have 2 feet of overlap, 24 inches. So I overlapped my runs by 24 inches and then put 2 ties on the ends to tie them together. And I think that's it. I think this is what it looks like from the front here. So that's how high the stem wall will be once the concrete's all, you know, cured and we have the form stripped and everything. Now, these pieces of OSB, I'm not sure if I'll be able to pull them once the concrete's cured, because I've backfilled here and I'll have to pull them straight up. And the screws are actually screwed in from the other side. So we'll see. I might just have to whack them off at the top and then cover them with dirt and let nature take its course and just, you know, kind of slowly decompose those panels. But it's not going to hurt anything. And then I had to reuse this pipe here from over yonder. I pulled it and then I put it on the end of this downspout so that it's supposed to like rain tomorrow. So I just put it here so it can pull water away from our freshly poured concrete. And yeah, so we'll be all good there. And then here's the other side of our forms. Same thing, we got steps, you know, on this side, here. Maybe I just have 2. I guess I just have 2 steps here and not 3 like on the other side. So here and right there, hiding behind this stake. So yeah, that's that's what we got going on today. So this is, and then just, you got a question over here why there's only one board. So I'm using the basement wall as the other side of the form here. So the stem wall is going to be right up next to the basement wall here, because this is really, it's a non-load bearing wall. It's just going to be a wall to, it's sort of load bearing, this side of the deck once we take the lag bolts out. But there's nothing up above it. It'll just hold the weight of whoever's walking on it, any furniture, and just the weight of the subfloor and the joists here. So it's not going to be carrying a whole ton of weight. So I thought it was probably okay to not center this one and just put it over on the edge here. But the width of the footer is still going to be the same as the rest. So yeah, so anyway, I think that does it. And then once we pour all the concrete, I'll film some more of what our finished product looks like. And I apologize, somebody requested like a nice time lapse of our concrete pour, but I just I've got no room on my phone, and I just have been so busy I haven't even had time to pull my pictures and video and stuff off. So my apologies for not being able to meet that request. but I'll still keep doing these short videos for y'all to show you our progress. All right, well, thanks for tuning in. And again, I'll take another quick short video, hopefully this afternoon, when we're all done. So yeah, thanks again, and we'll see you soon.